conversate for a few.
Welcome to the next episode of Conversate for a Few. I'm Jonna.
I'm Alan. This is not a podcast about classical music.
Absolutely is not. This is a podcast about hip hop. What we doing today, bruh?
Oh man, talking about supergroups that never made it. It never happened.
Supergroups that
never happened.
Yeah, that never happened. I think that's the best way to put it.
Mm-hmm.
Supergroups that never happened. Man. So do we explain to the people what we mean by supergroup?
Yeah. I think we should. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna say this though. Let me give a caveat. I got some groups. I got like one group, to be honest. It ain't a couple. Like one or two groups to throw out there that we know, but they not necessarily were huge stars, popular. But it was a group supposed to form between some people that was like semi-popular.
But did they come to fruition or they never made it either?
It didn't. It never made it.
Okay. So I guess one of the supergroups of modern day, right?
Yeah.
Because we're not talking about crews. We're not talking about cliques. We're not talking about a posse. We're not talking about a gang. We're not talking about none of that. We're talking about two separate entities.
Right.
That join forces to become a group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's, because people be like, yo, y'all ain't say Juice Crew. Y'all didn't say, you know what I mean? Hit Squad. It's not what we talking about. What we talking about, if EPMD had joined Run DMC for 2 albums.
Right.
That's a super group. You know what I mean?
Right. Super group have that. It's a clear line of distinction. People that had their own identity, own careers, but then they came together and formed a group and made music.
Slaughterhouse is a super group.
Right. And unfortunately, now that's the wild card. I'm glad you brought that up now. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Slaughterhouse is the wild card of super groups because they happen, but it's like they never happened. If you get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
It was like grand opening, grand closing.
It was so underwhelming based on the expectation. It was so underwhelming that it didn't make a mark enough for people to really even remember that it existed, in my opinion. I can't name one Slaughterhouse song.
I can't name one. I don't know one. I've heard them. I can't tell you the name. And I don't know any verses.
Do you think this got anything to do with the fact that it was Eminem? Do you think we biased?
No, I don't think so.
I was just asking. I don't think so either. Like, because I like Joe. But I'm going to tell you the truth. I can't name any Joel Ortiz songs. I can't name many Joe Budden songs. I like Joe Budden, but I can't name many Joe Budden songs. I can't name any Crooked Eye songs. But they were a supergroup because they were all superb at what they did.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's not necessarily about a group full of spitters. The only one in that group that was a superstar, really, is M.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the fact that they didn't ascend to the greatest of heights, I really didn't expect that. But I did expect them to get together and put together some epic music with some of the illest verses ever. And I don't think we even got that.
We didn't, because what they released was so underwhelming. So underwhelming. Not good. Mm-hmm. And when you looked at footage of them in the studio, like there's a good video right online with Joel Ortiz and Joe Budden is going back and forth.
Yeah.
And Joe basically want him to add more bars, and Joel's like, man, you trying to make me be you or like do something other than what I'm trying to do.
Right.
So they go back and forth for like 20 minutes. So and I'm bringing that up because one of the things that we have to look at when we're talking about supergroups is why that never happened is why didn't they happen? Absolutely. Or in their case, why did they happen and then dismantle so fast, almost like it never happened?
Right. So go ahead.
Creative differences is always a factor.
Always. Shit, creative differences be a factor in just a regular group, not even the
take the super. Not even the super group.
Yeah, take the super out of it. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
that's a fact.
So we got 3 on the list that we know we're gonna talk about.
Yeah.
So we might as well start with the first one. The one that would be the oldest now.
Okay, the oldest now. Hmm. I guess. Ooh, would
I'm
that be mine?
I'm thinking the one that would be the oldest now of the ones that's on my list would be Murder Inc.
Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Murder
I think.
Incorporated.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cause that would be before CRS and prior to. Well, would it be prior to Kast?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I think it
Yeah,
would be before. I think it
yeah,
is,
yeah.
but it's not before Fantastic Four. But we'll wait on that.
Fantastic Four,
Yeah, it's older. It would be the oldest.
Supergroup. So no, let's talk about that one then. Let's start with the history.
Okay, so
Talk
remember the
about it.
other day when we was talking about this and
Yeah.
doing this episode, I was telling you, man, I was like, it was supposed to be a group with basically Black Star and Common. I kept saying Talib, Most Def, Common, and I was like, I can't remember who the other person was,
Okay.
but that I was wrong in that it was half a Black Star. It was supposed to be Common,
Okay.
Talib Kweli, Pharrell Munch,
Ooh.
and Black Thought, and they were supposed to be the Fantastic Four.
Whoa.
Now, just think about that. Pharrell Munch, monster. Black Thought, monster.
Wow.
Talib Kweli, super dope, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Common. So, and imagine if
Wow.
we would have got that years ago when that first came out. Up. Ah,
Yo, I don't know. I think that would have cracked hip hop. Like that's almost, you know what I mean? Like that's cracking the
yeah,
code on the game. If they get the right production, you can't ask
right.
for a better album. Like I don't think you would have been able to ask for an album with better lyrics on it.
Yeah,
More
agreed.
lyrical exploration because you got Pharrell Munch
Hmm.
pushing niggas. You see what I'm saying? And you
Hmm.
got Thought just being Thought.
Yeah.
You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Common is like, ain't it crazy when you talk about a situation where Common and Talib might be the two weakest links?
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's
But they would be.
insane.
They
But
would
they
be
would
just
be
good supporting players.
supporting players to Pharrell, because Pharrell Munch is gonna be the standout because people don't know what's coming.
Right. He
Like
would be the
we know,
standout.
yeah, we
Yeah.
know, but because he's one of the most special MCs ever. Like
Ever.
he's Buster status.
Yeah, for sure.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, and maybe even nicer.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I personally think so. Yeah.
You think he's nicer than Buster Pharaoh? I can see why
No,
you say that.
absolutely.
I can see why I can see.
Absolutely.
I can understand. I think most people would be like, "Yo, you crazy?" Because they haven't heard enough Pharaoh.
That's what I was gonna say. If they say that, it's because they really have not heard enough Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you
That's
already know
dope.
Thought is going to do what Thought do on every song from back then to now.
And exactly. And Common's not gonna let you continue to think he's the third or fourth wheel. He gonna
Yeah.
shine. And Talib got pinned. Like he nasty.
Yeah.
He's never
Yeah.
gonna not sound like Talib.
Right.
So if you love him, you gonna love it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like he's never gonna not sound like himself. He delivers himself full throttle every verse I ever heard from him. Whether you like him or
That's
love,
true.
whether you like him, love him, hate him, regardless. You know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
I agree
So
with that. And I think that's what have made the album so great is that the reasons that each like listener loved those artists for, they would have heard those their artists that they like doing themselves,
yeah,
but just together with a collective. And so it would have been great. I think
yeah,
it would have turned out great.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So in the name of that would have been Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it was the Fantastic Four.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
And allegedly, we don't, the reason why it never panned out was because people took different paths in their career to do different things, acting,
Yeah.
movies, and this person wanted to, it was just basically different people was at different parts of their lives and trying to do different ventures at the time.
Sure.
And so it just never worked out.
Sure. I mean that makes sense. I
Yeah,
mean
yeah, yeah.
it totally makes sense. Even for MCs that Black Thought was in a whole band,
Right.
So
Hmm.
how do you figure that out
Yeah.
scheduling
Yeah.
wise? And then you talking about three other artists that are at whatever level they are in their career at that particular time. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Right.
that's it. You know what I'm saying? It was almost impossible to work out.
Yeah,
You
for
know,
sure.
I would have loved to see it though. Would have
Yeah,
loved to
man.
see it. God knows, just it's almost it's very high potential for it to be over rap though.
Yes.
Like rapidy wrapped in a mug, like
Yeah.
you know. But
But you know what's funny is I actually think, right? I think between Pharaoh Munch and Talib, I think they would have figured out the balance of it.
yeah,
And I say that because I've seen both of them know when to like pull back on some of the rapidy rap
yeah,
and make a song that is everyone is palatable. Like Talib did with Just to Get By, then Pharaoh Munch did with
yeah.
God, I want to say Put Your Hands Up, but that ain't where it go. But you know,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The Godzilla sample.
yeah.
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 What is the name of that song? Dun, dun, dun,
Dang,
dun.
I don't know why I'm forgetting that.
Yeah, that's because it ain't got nothing to do with the name of the
It doesn't.
it ain't. I don't think the title of the song is in the song, is it? Simon Says.
Simon Says.
It's Simon Says. Put your hands up. Yeah, it is in the name of the song too. Simon Says.
Yeah, Simon Says.
You know what's funny though is you mentioned Talib and Pharaoh is being able to dial it back and give you records like singles.
Yeah.
Common. I mean, he was doing it since the first album, so he can really give you
That's
singles.
true.
You know what I'm saying?
He
Like,
can do it.
I mean, he's got several songs. I think Common was neo soul hip hop for a little while.
He was. That's true.
You know what I mean? He carried the whole movement for a little while by himself. So
Yeah.
that's the good point that you brought up. I think they really would have been able to deliver an album that ain't over rapped, like a good balance.
I think it would have been.
Album. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So next, do you think we next?
Let's talk. Yeah. Go ahead, go ahead. Because you're the one that put me on to this one.
Well, do you want to go not Murder Inc. Then you talking about the next one?
Oh yeah. I was talking about the next one.
Okay. I was gonna go to Murder Inc.
Okay.
Just because chronologically, I think that would have been the next one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. Let's do Murder Inc. then. Cool.
So, most of our listeners should know that Murder Inc. Of course is a record label with Ja Rule and Irv Gotti and Ashanti and all that. But early Murder Inc. before Ashanti, before you know what I'm saying, any of the pop stuff, there was a period in time where Ja Rule, DMX, and Jay-Z were going to form a triumvirate called Murder Inc., Murder Incorporated.
Mm-hmm.
And so much so that they recorded music together.
We're so crazy is now I'm gonna throw this out there. I don't know for a fact. I think so. And I'm glad you said it did the music. So I don't know what song you maybe have in your mind of them, but the song that I know all of them on is on Mike Geronimo's first album, The Natural, on a song called It's Time to Build.
That's
Jay-Z,
the first one.
DMX,
That's
Ja Rule, and Mike Geronimo. Now, Mike Geronimo, like Irv kind of took him under his wing. I think he was supposed to be a part of it too.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes, I think so, which is why they did that joint released on his album called It's Time to Build.
Right, that makes sense.
But yeah, so we'll just have him out there as a possible. We don't know for sure. I think he was supposed to be, but maybe not. But either way, just those three with X, Ja, and Jay is crazy. Now I'll say this. This is like a personal thing. I've never been a Ja Rule fan, and I don't like his rap. I don't like his music.
That's the statement.
Yeah. So like I like him as a person, right? Like, I think he's a good
yeah.
Right, but I mean that's just me speaking from an artistic standpoint. Like his voice, I can't bear his voice a whole album or even a whole song. and I didn't like his
Said we even
flow.
the whole song. Ja Rule's first album was banging. I understand. I understand.
Yeah.
But you being
Now he
you,
knows how to rap and he knows how to knock it out the park. Don't get me wrong.
right? That first
I think
album
that's
was
like my personal taste.
yeah,
I
your
don't-
taste. That's what I was saying.
Right,
Your taste.
right.
Yeah, but that first album was banging. It's some fire on that bad boy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you know, he went into doing what he do. Like
Yeah,
he
yeah.
realized Ja Rule was an early the baby. He realized what it was gonna be, and that's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? The baby found out what it's gonna be. That's what it's gonna be. We ain't doing
Yeah.
nothing else. You know, and I respect it. That's what you're gonna do.
I respect that.
But when it was time for him to get in his bag, I felt like he really not that. And don't get me wrong, I don't think the nigga could rap with DMX and Jay-Z.
Okay.
I think that was a play from Irv to build
Absolutely.
him. You see what I'm saying? To build him as as top billing, but he eventually made him top billing like DMX and
Yeah.
Jay-Z.
He
You
did.
see what I'm saying? So he Irv wasn't wrong in that respect, but we just talking about with your pen being nice, being able to provoke emotion, being able to flip your words, being able to. He was nowhere near DMX and Jay-Z.
Right, no way near. Yeah, I'm glad you made that point.
Yeah, star
'Cause I
power.
didn't want,
Though.
if I made that point too, on top of what I already said, it would appear like I'm hating. So I'm glad you made the point.
It might appear like you hating, but it still would have been all fact.
Yeah, it's a fact.
You know what I mean?
It's
What
a
you
fact.
if you'd have said it still would have been all fact. It might would have appeared that you was hating, but you'd have been stating fact, period. But as far as star power goes, I think those three, especially at Def Jam at the same time, that three-headed monster being, and one thing that I did want to note too is that for the other ones, we might not have tracks that's listed as that group as the authors, as the creators. Murdergram from Murder Inc. on Streets is Watching is listed. The artist is listed as Murder Inc.
Yeah.
So it was right there. Like it was right. They almost did it.
Yeah.
They almost did it. But like you said about the other one, egos, schedules.
Yeah. And it's funny, you know what's crazy is I brought up Mike Geronimo's first album, The Natural,
Yeah.
and that song Time to Build that they all are on.
Yeah.
On Mike Geronimo. So now I've convinced myself of my theory that he was the fourth member, right? Because I just thought about it on Mike Geronimo's second album, Vendetta. It's a song called Usual Suspects, and it's put together just like Time to Build with
Yeah.
JD and time. So it's Mike Geronimo, DMX, Ja Rule. The only thing is Jay isn't on it. Instead, Tragedy Gaddafi and the Lox is on it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, but Jay-Z do appear on the album on a song called Single Life.
Yeah. I can see that. Irv was
So,
moving.
meaning they're still in contact with each other. They're still doing music.
Yeah.
But group still isn't panning out altogether.
Right now, what I'm seeing is Irv. Irv is putting all his pieces together. You understand what I'm saying? Like Irv is making sure that the pieces that he think is hottest is next to the hottest.
You have froze.
Oh,
for
I
10
said
seconds.
Irv is making sure that all the pieces that he feel like are the hottest are next to the hottest. Mike
Yes.
Geronimo, Ja Rule, let's put y'all in a group with these two dudes right here because I know they out of here. Even though the lore is that Irv Gotti is actually responsible for Rockefeller being at Def Jam and for Rough Riders being at Def Jam.
Right.
You know what I mean? So Irv was the mastermind behind a lot of the greatest labels. Not mastermind, but the prefaces of, you know what I'm saying, of a lot of our greatest labels from New York making their way to Def Jam.
Yeah.
So
for
the
sure.
fact, so your theory that group entailed more members leaning Irv's way makes total sense.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean? Like it would make sense
Yeah.
that Mike Geronimo and Ja Rule were probably Murder Incorporated.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And anybody else star we can attach to,
Right.
they get to be in it too.
Right, because he helped at the time, Mike Geronimo, you know, he produced his first single, "It's Real, Shit's Real, Man. I know shit's that." He produced that, and you see Irv in the video with him in the Jeep and all that.
Yeah.
So he helped basically broker Mike Geronimo deal at the time at Payday.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, he was basically running Mike Geronimo's career.
Yeah, for sure.
That's. I mean, I ain't gonna call him his manager, but he was guiding Mike Geronimo's career at that point in time.
Yeah,
and Ja Rule's. And he was giving advice to Dame Dash and Jay-Z as to how to get into the Def Jam building. And he was giving advice, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To Y and D at Rough Riders about how to get into the Def Jam building.
Yeah, sounding like we said Irv is a GOAT.
Irv is a GOAT.
I know. I just wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I know that.
Irv is a GOAT the same way.
What he's done is crazy.
Yeah. Irv is
what
a GOAT.
What he accomplished and done is crazy.
The same way Steve Stout is a GOAT. People, you know what I mean? Like, you might not mention their name with the highest of esteem morally. And why you wouldn't mention Irv's name with high morals outside of women. When it come to women, Irv was wild. So, you know what I mean? But when it come to business, he ain't never did nothing to nobody. You know, he never did nothing put out what he felt like was good music. And was successful at it. You know, and put people in position. So yeah, Irv is a legend for sure.
Yeah.
And I think talking about Murder Inc., the group, not the label, kind of reveals in the way that you put it, reveals Irv's legend too. Because you know DMX and Jay-Z wasn't deciding to be in no group without somebody saying, you know what would make sense? Is if all three of us do this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Jay-Z and DMX and Ja Rule wasn't doing that on their own.
Nah. Of course not.
Not even close. Yeah, so I don't know, man. Who you want to talk about next? Is that enough for them? Okay, let me ask you a question. Do you think you would have gotten better music from the Fantastic Four or Murder Inc.?
So now, okay, I'm gonna give you two answers.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer it in 2020, right? And then I'm gonna answer it in maybe a late 90s type.
Yeah.
In late 90s, if you would have asked me that, I would have said Fantastic Four. Okay. Knowing what I know now, I know for a fact we would have got nothing but good music from Murder Inc.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, it would have been legendary music.
It would have been legendary.
Yeah, it would have been legendary.
No doubt about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd have been legendary. It'd have been something different. And the thing is, it would have rocked the streets. It would have rocked the clubs. It just would have been more places. It would have been huge. Yeah,
and because when you think about Irvkin, like, I don't know who Fantastic Four would have had on production side outside of Pharrell Munch doing some production.
High tech.
But like, I know what Irv Gotti, I know what he was going to do because I saw what he did on Reasonable Doubt.
There you go.
And I saw what he gave Ja Rule. I saw what he gave Mike Geronimo sometimes. Like, so I know he has the ear.
Yeah. Well, they had High Tech, No ID. You got to think about it. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, well then
No ID come with Common. High Tech come with
Talib.
With Talib. You got the Roots. You see what I'm saying? So they got.
I don't know, man. That's a hard one.
They got it over there. It's just, I put it to you this way. They definitely would have been completely different types of music. But as far as the impact that was made, Murder Inc. would have made a bigger impact just because of the star power that was going on over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And how strong Def Jam was at the time. There's no way that wasn't going to work. Like, that was easy money.
Mm-hmm.
They gave away money because they didn't do it.
Damn. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, straight up gave away money because they didn't do it. Because there's no way that doesn't work.
Yeah. No way.
It's not possible.
That's an easy go.
Mm-hmm.
Easy go.
All right. So, I think the next one would be CRS. Do you think?
Okay.
Oh, no. The next one would probably be Kast.
Kast. Yeah, I was waiting for you to get it.
The next one would be A Tribe Called Kast.
A Tribe Called Kast.
Yeah.
Yo, that out of all the ones, that one actually kind of hurt me.
That hurts
That
now.
hurt me.
That hurts now. That hurts
Yeah.
now. Like
Just to talk about it and to know what we could have gotten based on both of these groups.
yeah. Yeah. And that's
Ability.
not the one. That's one of the ones that didn't I don't know that they ever created any music. Matter of fact, I don't think they ever created any music.
Yeah, I don't think they ever did.
I know they got together to discuss it, but they never got into album mode. You know what I mean? But I mean, A Tribe Called Quest blended with OutKast. I don't even have to ask you who would have had better music. It's unquestionable who would have had better music. It ain't even a like.
That's easy. That's an easy
You
answer.
got Q-Tip and the Dungeon Family. Stop talking.
Yeah, ain't nothing to say.
Don't holler at me no more. You know what I mean? In the
That's
words
it.
of OutKast, don't holler at me no more.
Yeah.
You ain't like, come
That's
on.
it, man.
And I want people to understand that we not just up here talking about things that we wish would have happened. Like, these are things that we know were going to happen. Fantastic Four was going to happen. Murder Inc. was going to happen. You know what I mean? A Tribe Called Kast was going to happen. You can go find Ali Shaheed Muhammad's podcast yourselves. And he interviewed Big Boy on the podcast. And they themselves had a conversation about the group A Tribe Called Kast and how real it was and how close it came to happening. So we not making this up. This ain't just fantasy hip hop, fantasy football hip hop. You know, we not in some fantasy league just putting players together. You know what I mean? We talking about things. We all talking about things that didn't happen. So we all imagining some things, but they were in the universe. They just never came to fruition.
Right, and they either did, and with everyone we've talked about thus far, they actually did put music together, or it was real talks of putting music together.
Absolutely.
And to be honest, the majority of the artists we talked about, you've seen them work together before in some capacity.
True.
So.
True. Oh man, I just don't know. You couldn't even really. I mean, you can almost stop listening to hip hop after you get a Tribe Called Kast album. Like, what else is
I mean, it would have covered everything. It would have been something for literally everybody.
It would have been the most human album ever.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, because Tribe Called Quest was so relatable.
Right.
You know what I mean? And OutKast was so relatable. It was just like the most talented real people you could ever meet.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the most talented real people, regular people, just the regular. This guy's super cool. This guy really into sports. This guy's, you know what I mean? He like his turbans. He into, you know what I'm saying? His feng shui is weird. You know what I mean? But he just a real ass dude. And his homeboy, pimping, he love pit bulls. Smoke mad weed. You see what I'm saying? These is regular dudes. You know what I mean? Just regular dudes. Alicia, you know, yeah, I mean, just regular dudes, man, but can rap out of this world, make beats out of this world.
Man, like, I'm going to be honest. I'm super Q-Tip biased. Anything I hear Q-Tip on and doing, I automatically assume it's going to be greatest ever. I'm just telling you.
But why wouldn't you?
If he's producing or he's rhyming, like, it's gonna be special.
Yeah, why wouldn't you though? I mean, some of the greatest artists in hip hop in this era of hip hop are straight descendants of Q-Tip.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like straight, the Pharrell's a straight descendant. Kanye's a straight descendant. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. Like that dude is. I mean, hell, I am and didn't even know it until I was grown.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I didn't even know it until I was grown that I was a descendant of Q-Tip. I didn't know he was doing all them beats.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I didn't know that. So, yeah. Tribe Called Kast, man.
Tribe Called Kast. Damn. And the name is dope. That's one of the dopest names out of the Supergroups.
That's the dopest name out of the supergroup that
It
we
is.
talked about so
All
far.
the
Because Fantastic Four is a terrible name.
Terrible.
Horrible name. Slaughterhouse, they get an honorable mention because they actually did happen to put out music. It's a horrible name.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's stupid.
It is.
You mean this don't make sense? Yeah, but okay, okay, y'all go with it.
Yeah.
Murder Inc. One of the reasons I dare to say that one of the reasons that group never happened is because the group was named after the label, and DMX and Jay-Z was like, "There's no way in hell."
It's conflicting.
I'm not running around with your label's name on my back doing rap.
Right. See, but now let's entertain this. We don't know if that is the reason or not, but let's entertain it because that's very good.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure Dane told you, man, what their label is Murder Inc. We ain't gonna do no group called Murder Inc. That's crazy. We run around with their logo, but on the business side, this is the genius of Irv. It didn't work, but I see you, Irv. It's genius.
You tried it.
I see what you was doing. Because it would have boosted up your label too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Tried.
It was a double. It would have been a win for all of them, but it would be a double win for Urban
And Ja.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I get it. I would have tried it too. I can't blame him for trying it. You know what I mean? Like, so. But yeah, the dopest name out of all the supergroups thus far is easily Tribe Called Kast. Easily. Easily. Oh man.
Yeah. Before we move to the next, I want to just ask you: is Andre 3000 in like your top 10 MCs of all time?
Yeah.
All right, just making sure. Just had to ask.
Yeah. He nicer.
Now
he nicer than most. I mean, okay. Just a quick aside. If you ask me, my top 10 based on skills, top 10 favorite, top 10. You said or you ask me my top 10 favorite that I want to hear rap. Or are you saying
of nicest, the top 10 of nicest MCs? Would he be in your top 10?
Yeah, he still would.
Yeah.
He still would. Yeah.
You want to hear him favorite, and he's one of the nicest.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest. Yeah, man. It's not many people that can do what he do. He nicer than most of the people that are my favorites.
Right. He is nicer than my favorites too. He can do stuff that my favorites just will never be able to do
effortlessly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I bring this up because he's not often mentioned in those type of discussions. And so I'm just throwing it out there for the listeners to got to consider that. When we talk about these lists and stuff, it's very hard to exclude Andre 3000 from, what I mean?
You can't.
Top 10 list. It's crazy.
You can't. I mean, if you do, you only doing it because he didn't put out solo projects.
That'd be the only reason, but it's not based on skill.
Nah, it ain't based on skill. Nah, it ain't based on skill. I'm talking about songwriting. I'm talking about delivery. Oh my God, just the what he's actually saying. Come on, man. Yeah, he's one of the greatest to ever do it. Like, it ain't too many people that could pick up a pen and be nicer than him. I don't think anyway. And do it as many different ways as he do it.
Yeah. Yo. On his song Kids on Tribe Called Quest album, he said, there's some hoes in this bitch like a box of donuts. Yo.
Andre's a special breed, bro. And you put him right beside Q-Tip, and then you put him right beside. Come on, man. Like, he ain't already beside Big Boy.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That would have. Whew. And let's just say Jerobi was rapping.
Oh man.
Let's just say Jerobi's rapping on this album.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Yeah. You don't get better music than that. You don't get better music than a Tribe Called Kast. Not out of the supergroups, period. Now, I don't see how.
I don't see how either.
I don't see how. We'll rank them all from.
Okay.
Yeah, the 4 that we talked about. We'll rank them.
All right.
So you think we want to
So
talk about CRS?
let's get to it. Child Rebel Soldier, you ain't orphan enough.
Hey
Yeah.
man, I didn't know nothing about this group till this week.
I didn't either, which is why we got to talk about it.
Which is how this whole episode came to be. You know what I mean? I stumbled on a I think it's a platform called Hip Hop News or something, HHN on YouTube.
Yeah.
And they had like Supergroup, Child Rebel Soldier. Did I send it to you?
You sent it to me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I'm like, what is this? What are they talking about? And then and they had mad articles where Lupe talked about it openly, naming the group, naming songs. Like, so let's tell them who was in it though. Who was supposed to be in it?
So the Child Rebel Soldier, the child was Lupe, the rebel, of course, Kanye.
Yeah.
And then the soldier was Pharrell. Now, I ain't gonna front now. Next to a Tribe called Kast, I would have been, you know what I mean? Child Rebel Soldier might have been the illest.
Yo.
They would be right behind the Tribe called Kast. Because they're gonna give you some classic stuff, man. They would have gave us timeless music.
Yeah, timeless music. They would, I think, yeah, timeless music. And, woo! I can't even imagine what that would have been. That would have been, dare I say, the closest thing to Public Enemy since PE. Like the purest Black Pride. You understand? Educated.
I get you. I said exactly.
The purest version of that, the hottest version of that since PE is, I think, what Child Rebel Soldier would have been. Because Pharrell is on his, you know what I'm saying, is on his, not activist, but he's got a, you know, he got a point to what he's trying to say. You know Ye do, and you know, well, you know Ye did. You know Lupe always will.
Right.
So the slant on those records was going to be, I can rap better than you, and we got to fix this planet.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's pretty much to sum it up. All that sums up any project they would have put out.
Yeah.
I'll rap better than you, my beats are better than yours, and we got to save the planet.
We got to save the planet, period. You know what I mean? So
immediately, right, when I think of their music, right, and like I said, all these supergroups that was supposed to be, we've seen them work together. So it gives us a glimpse into kind of some of what would have happened. So when you look at, think Kanye late registration, you see Lupe, Come on, Touch the Sky, right? So that gives you kind of a feel of some of what the chemistry would have been, or some of the type of the music we would have got. But then you got Lupe song on the first album, Food and Liquor, The Cool, produced by Kanye West. And that was like one of the only Kanye West beats that, if I didn't read the credits, I wouldn't even have known that was a Kanye beat at all.
Yeah.
That totally threw me, right? And then on that same album, the fourth track on that album, I Got You, produced by Pharrell. And he goes nuts. So like all of those three songs fused together, just kind of, I can kind of get a look at what we would have been getting in terms of musical output from Pharrell, Lupe, and Kanye at the, you know, at least at that earlier time too.
Right. And to add to that, similar to it, It's Time to Build and Murdergram, we got two songs that were actually listed as Child Rebel Soldier songs. Right. One of them is Us Placers. I didn't like that at all. I hated that. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, but I understand why it happened. Matter of fact, maybe I didn't hate it as bad as I thought I did. I'm gonna play it real. You know what I'm saying? Just so I can see if I really hated it. Because I don't think I really liked it. And they had a video for it. They had a video for this joint.
Mm-hmm.
For Us Places. I don't know if the Wu-Tang Clan will remember when they had Lupe, Kanye, and Pharrell as little kids doing the raps. That was a Child Rebel Soldier song. No, I don't like this. No, that's ass there. That's ass. But another one was released during the Good Friday era.
Yeah.
What was it? I sent that to you too. What was the name of that joint?
Oh,
Don't
man.
Stop.
Yeah.
Don't Stop. Child Rebel Soldier, Don't Stop. It'll be in the bio for this. You see what I'm saying? But if you can't wait and you don't like to click, go not YouTube, but go to SoundCloud and look up Don't Stop Child Rebel Soldier. And Jesus Almighty. You hear me? That is what I feel like CRS would have been. That was good God, yo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Pharrell pulled his whole Biggie out, which made me feel like Pusha wrote it. And then you see what I'm saying? And then here come Lupe. He pulled out his Jay-Z Kingdom Come era flow, but on steroids.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because he was doing some Kingdom Come where Jay was kind of doing the British accent with the drawing his words out at the end of lines.
Yeah.
Lupe was doing that on the verse, but he was killing the verse.
Yeah, he went crazy. His verse is insane, man.
And Kanye batted cleanup. I think the musical changes during Kanye's verse was what killed me more than Kanye's verse. But he's a producer, so you know.
That makes sense.
Yeah, Child Rebel Soldier, man.
I still wish we could get Child Rebel Soldier.
I do too, without Kanye.
Yeah.
Because Kanye in that group now wouldn't make any sense.
Right. Unless he in his right mind.
Right. I don't think there is a right-minded Kanye anymore.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
When I say right mind, it would be back to late registration, college dropout, you know, that type of stuff.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? There's two things we have to mention before we get out of it, before we wrap up, or when we wrap up. There's two things because there is, and it's funny because it's coming on the heels of us talking about a super group, but we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that, and we got to I just got to say something about Nas' album before we break out too.
Oh, you know that.
But yeah, and then a super group. Yeah, it's kind of super group. It's going to tie into the conversation.
Okay.
But yeah. So where we at? Are we done with Child Rebel Soldier?
I mean, I just want the people to go check it out and to understand. Okay, we gotta rank out of who would have had the best music? Child Rebel Soldier, A Tribe Called Kast, Murder Inc., or Fantastic Four.
Yeah, and you know what? I would probably say A Tribe Called Kast. For me, it would be A Tribe Called Kast.
Yeah,
and I think Child Rebel Soldier next.
Yeah, musically, I could see that being. I agree. The only thing that gives me pause is Us Placers.
I get that.
Don't Stop is like ridiculous, but Us Placers is ass. You see what I'm saying? So that could go either way, and that makes me nervous. Like I don't think so. I might even say that there's more of a sure shot that Murder Inc. would have better music than Child Rebel Soldier because they're not going to allow that not to be better music. It's going to be less creative.
Okay, right.
You see what I'm saying? But the
I'm
the
glad you
average
added
of
that.
good
It'll be
music
less
versus
creative.
yeah, but the average of good songs versus bad songs will probably be higher.
Yeah. I
You
agree
see
with
what I'm
that.
saying?
I agree with that.
So that's hard. That may be either on any based on what day you ask me. You could get Child Rebel Soldier. Sometimes you might get Murder Inc. But at the top is always gonna be a Tribe Called Kast. At the bottom of that is gonna be the four Fantastic Four. Just that name, you don't. I put it to you this way: if I didn't know who it was rapping, and I walked into the music store and I saw that name, that's ass. You know what I mean? I think you might have froze.
Yo.
Yo,
Yeah. Also, things.
yeah, I know you did too. You still froze.
Damn.
There you go. You back now.
Okay.
Well, you froze. There you go. Okay, we straight now. But I
Right.
don't know if you heard what I said, but
No, I didn't.
I can't remember.
But we was talking about we got like the good songs versus bad songs. We got more good songs from Murder Incorporated.
Right. I don't know, man.
But less creativity.
Yeah, less creativity, more good songs. But I was saying that the fourth. That's what I was saying. The fourth.
Fantastic Four was the first name.
That was the absolute worst name. And if I walked into a record store and saw the four, what is it, the Fantastic Four, I would be like, that's ass. I would,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like if I didn't know who they were, that's a terrible group. That's terrible. They're not gonna be no good.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there's a high possibility that their music would be closer to lame because they didn't understand. They wasn't even shooting for cool.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Their music wasn't gonna be nothing but quality hip hop. And quality hip hop without entertainment after a while could get on your nerves.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that
Mhm.
might sound like an oxymoron, but
I know. But it's true.
it's absolutely true. So
And
yeah. I think yeah. That's the way to go. Tribe Called Kast, Child Rebel Soldier, Murder Inc. or Murder Inc. Child Rebel Soldier.
yeah.
Fantastic Four, Slaughterhouse
Yeah.
all the way at the bottom because they actually did put out product and it sucked.
Yeah, they still at the bottom. I don't care.
Yeah.
If the group ever put out album,
Yeah.
they at the bottom.
Yeah, that wasn't good at all. That wasn't good at all. But yeah, hopefully we told the people about something new today though. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, but this is what we. So I want to talk about one more group and get your take on it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna just throw out a few and just get your. We can just respond quickly on that.
Yeah.
But I want to talk. The last one I want to talk about is the Commission.
Whoa.
Now, the Commission was mentioned on Big album when he on the song "What's Beef" in the beginning.
Yeah.
He's the Commission, and it was supposed to be Big as Frank White.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be Jay as Iceberg Slim,
Yeah.
Little Caesar Leo De Janeiro, Charlie Baltimore, and Puff.
He probably should have taken Puff out. You know what I mean? Like take Puff out because the reason I say take him out is because if you're gonna don't adjust it, leave it exactly how it is, right? I think it would have been fun, but I think it would have ran its course because it would have been too fantastical.
Yeah, for sure.
You see what I mean?
And to be honest, Puff name being mentioned in it, because I read different articles and they list this group, but they also list Un Rivera. But we know
Right.
he ain't rapping, so I think they
Right.
just saying Un and Puff just because.
Right.
But the main rappers would have been Big, C's,
Yeah.
Jay, and Charlie Baltimore.
Right. So you got Jay-Z and Biggie as the writers. and the other two playing their position. So you gotta know the music is gonna be exquisite.
The music gonna be great because both of them we already know that's gonna play their part,
right?
And they definitely gonna get their verses written.
Yeah.
We already know they can do it because Lil C's with Crush on You, Cam wrote the whole song for them,
right?
So they know he know how to take it and knock it out the park,
right?
You know what I mean?
And you can listen to there's references of players anthems out there with Biggie verses, like we can hear Biggie saying them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Biggie's reference tracks is for players anthems, so you know he was writing. They were getting writers for everything. They weren't rappers. But yeah, the commission, man, I think would have been crucial. I think it would have been crucial. But I will, again, because of the narrative that they were going to paint, I think it might have been a mark on their careers more than it would have been helpful.
Okay, okay, I can get that.
You see what I mean? Because Biggie understood that it's all entertainment, and maybe he would have been able to keep us liking him, even though we were aware that he was fully entertaining us. But I don't know that Jay-Z could have done that. I don't know that. You see what I'm saying? It takes a special artist to cross over into, we know you just entertaining us, but you're so good at rapping. You know what I mean? Like, and you done painted this big fictitious thing that we know ain't true, but you so good at rapping that we still gonna buy it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what I feel like headed towards that commission thing that Biggie was doing. I feel like that's the direction he was headed in. Is starting to build a narrative that wasn't gonna hold up for long enough for him to be who he was supposed to be in the game.
Right. Real quick.
Yeah.
I want it, and we will come back, Wu-Tang Clan, and deal with where did the whole people beefing and arguing over who's the king of New York come from. With people knowing, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because we know Frank White is played by Christopher Walker in the movie King of New York, right? So Big was just adopting his character. He was not really saying,
"That's right,
I'm the king of New York." That was just his character thing. Right. Like that he was playing into, but it became like literal and fights over it in the future to come. Yeah. And people don't even really understand it really wasn't about being like, you know what I mean? Crowning one person as the king of New York. That wasn't what it was. It was a character. He was incorporating into his
shtick.
Right.
It was a moniker.
Right. It was a moniker.
Yeah. It wasn't like just like calling him Frank White was a moniker. You know what I mean? Frank White just happened to be king of New York in the movies. Like, it's true what you're saying.
Right.
Yeah. I think New York radio had a lot to do with that. Like, they took his slang and his songs and extrapolated it. So if he's Frank White, then what does that make you, Nas? What does that make you, Jay-Z? Right. You see what I'm saying? Does that make you David Caruso? Or does that make you Lawrence Fishburne? If y'all ain't seen the movie, this ain't gonna make no sense to y'all.
Exactly.
Yeah, but hey. It's old, but it's good. It's a classic.
Right. So, all right, now I just want to say that because that's something, you know what I mean? You talk about how we take stuff that's not really literal and it becomes literal problems.
And that brings something to my head that we talked about before, and it's got nothing to do with this, but it does have something to do with Biggie, right? But you bringing this up brought it to my mind. I just want to tell you that I learned this. I was watching something on E40 the other day, and a few of our episodes back, maybe way back, we talked about slang. Yeah. Right? And we talked about where we first heard hating and player hating from, and if I recall correctly, we said it was Biggie. Like a player hater. Yeah. If I recall correctly. The information that I got from what I saw is that Big got it from 40.
I believe that makes sense because I think he did originate that.
I just wanted to put that out there. I don't know if anybody from the West Coast is seeing this and be like, yo, them niggas is wild. And they said Biggie came up with player hating when 40 had been like, because 40 was a slang master. But I think Puff and them did pick player hating up from E40. But either way, I just wanted to throw that out there because I learned it. We was just talking about Big real quick. But yeah, man. What you want?
So I'm just gonna throw some groups out real quick. We wrapping up, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there was supposed to be now, and this was actually a dope name, Golden State Warriors. Were you familiar with Golden State Warriors? That was supposed to be
the game.
uh,
Is that right? Not right.
That game wasn't in it.
Okay, talk to me.
So it was supposed to be Exhibit, Kast, and a guy named Saphir.
Saphir's my nigga, yo. You talking about a guy named Saphir? You talking about from the hieroglyphics?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Saphir from hieroglyphics. Yeah, but what was crazy is when I read the article, I didn't know Saphir was Tupac's. They were roommates at the time, or maybe I did read that.
I didn't know that.
They were roommates for a while, which makes sense.
I mean, it would. They're from the same era.
Yeah.
Oakland. Same
and so that was supposed to be them, but then kind of like what they're saying for most of the stuff I found, they're saying like the same thing that happened with Big happened with Pop. Their deaths kind of put a stop to.
Yeah. You froze on me.
Yeah, so deaths on both sides is what kind of froze Golden State from coming. Tupac's death, and then Big death stopped.
Okay.
The commission.
Okay.
Fruition.
I heard the name, but I definitely couldn't remember who was in it.
Mm-hmm. But I think the game was trying to like redo some type of Golden State Warrior group at one time, like having some like a new version of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and we don't got to spend time on this one, but like it was supposed to Wu-Tang and Boot Camp Click. And from my understanding, it was just too many niggas. It's just too many niggas to get together to do a project.
That's it.
That's it.
You don't need no.
And we don't even got. We know the personalities on both sides,
right?
So we already know.
Yo,
you know what I mean? John Price actually had talked about it. He had talked about it around in early 2000s. He had talked about it. And we have songs with Meth and Helter Skelter with Buckshot, and we have mixes of the Camp
for sure.
And all of the songs that they had together was good collab.
I can imagine it being great, but let me tell you something. If they could sell 200 million records and everybody would still be broke.
Yeah, because it's 1,000 on each side.
Right. Like, what are you doing? Like, that ain't never gonna work, bro. Like, how you go on tour?
Right.
There's no way you can get all of y'all niggas free to go on tour at the same time.
Right. So, all right. I'm gonna throw now. When I'm reading, this is one group I never had heard about before, this is another horrible name, but Two Face. It was supposed to have been Tupac and Scarface.
Scarface, yeah.
Right. And I hate the name Two Face, but yeah, and
you froze on me. Yeah.
All right. So I was saying that, and the same thing with like the other groups, Tupac death was the reason why they was never able to put a project together and come out with anything.
Sure. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Since you mentioned that one though, that makes me want to mention one of current era that we're never gonna get that I think was possibly gonna be a thing. It's just never gonna happen now. But that's Cole and Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Cole and Kendrick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. No, that ain't gonna happen.
No, it ain't gonna happen. But it's been lower. It's like
I know.
You know,
for a long time.
Matter of fact, I've even been tricked into like seeing an album come and be like, oh shit, and it's somebody in Photoshop getting loose. You know what I mean? But it ain't nothing real. But got me hyped for nothing. Right. But yeah. Those are good ones. I'm glad the Cole Kendrick didn't happen. Like, I don't need that.
I don't need that. I'm so glad that didn't happen. I don't need that.
I don't need that. I don't need that. I like Cole. I like Kendrick. I like them doing what they do. I don't need them trying to blend that together to making a, I don't need that. Maybe early on it never made sense to me.
Yeah, me either. It never made sense. I never wanted that to happen.
Yeah.
I never wanted that to happen. So, all right, I got a few things before I forget them that I want to get out. So then I got two more groups, and then I'm gonna say my wild card that I was holding, and it ties into Nas' new album.
Okay.
But so then there was supposed to be a group. All right, damn, I'm thinking about the Wu-Tang Clan. I don't know our age range, but damn it.
Hey, the hell with it.
They're gonna have to do homework. But on Royal Flush album,
yeah,
Ghetto Millionaire, he had a song. It's Royal Flush, OC, Mike Geronimo, and another guy. And I forgot that guy's name because for whatever reason he's not listed in the credits, and I never could figure out his name.
Yeah.
But the name of the song is called Man vs. Many. Now, after that album came out, Royal Flush had said in the interview, he had mentioned that him, OC, and Mike Geronimo was like supposed to be a group, and they was gonna put out an album.
Yeah.
And that song Man vs. Many is so dope. And I really was. This is something I was waiting on. It never happened. I was really thinking it was really coming. Like the album was coming. Nope.
Damn.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
I think that was good, at least at that time. That was 9/7, 9/8.
Yeah, that would have been nice. That would have been nice.
That would have been nice right there.
Yeah.
Then this is one we got to talk about, and you know about this. And he brought it up in his Vlad interview last year. Jay-Z, Sauce Money. They originally was kind of going to be a group.
Yeah.
Sauce Money went to Allen University in South Carolina. He said he was rapping before. He said him and Jay-Z had songs together, but then he came back. And then he said at the time Jay-Z was like rapping and not rapping, right. You know what I mean? But then he said he was consistently writing. Then when he came back, they was, you heard word Jay's really rapping now. You know what I mean? And then he was like, I had books and rhymes, so I went and I spit rhymes with him. Listen to what I'm saying. He said him and Jay got at least 40, 45 songs together that we have not heard. The only really Sauce Money songs that we heard, and we can kind of get a feel of the album because we know Face Off, In My Lifetime, Heart Not Life Volume 2, he's on Reservoir Dogs. Jay first album, Reasonable Doubt, he's on Bring It On. So I hate that we didn't get it, but he's saying that it's kind of on Jay if Jay ever wants to put out anything. You know what I mean? But that's a lot of songs. He said they got over 40 songs together.
I tell you,
and then left out the song Pregame that's on Belly soundtrack. Oh no, Streets is Watching.
Right.
Pregame.
I bet if it was me, they couldn't be in my possession.
Why? Because you put that joint.
Damn right. Jay just had to be mad. Man, we recorded these decades ago, bro. I'm putting this out.
Bro, they got over 40 tracks.
That's
together.
4 albums. By today's standard, that's 5 albums.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Really, by today's standards, 5 albums.
Yeah, that's 5 albums by today's standards. 8 songs per. Yep. There's no way I wouldn't put that out. And not unless I just couldn't get the samples clear. I would put out the acapellas. I wouldn't care. Because beat makers is gonna make beats to it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? I would put out the acapellas. My voice would be floating all over the internet if it were me with 40 songs with Jay-Z. Yeah. Speaking of Jay-Z, do we consider Jay-Z and Old Boy a supergroup? Kanye or Old Boy?
I ain't gonna mention other dude name. That don't even get no. I don't even want to talk about that.
Okay. I hate to brought it up.
But Jay-Z and Kanye, supergroup.
Yeah, supergroup.
Facts.
Supergroup. Yeah, definitely supergroup.
And I ain't going to front, man. I would love. I know we ain't gonna get it, but I watched the Throne 2. Shit, man.
I watched the Throne 2 would make sense if Kanye made sense.
Right.
But he don't make sense, so I don't want nothing else from Kanye. Right. So, but yeah, they would be though. Yeah, that I consider that a super group for sure.
Yeah. All right.
But that came to be, so we don't that don't fit our criteria for today.
Yeah, it don't fit our criteria. True.
Right.
So the last thing, this is not a super group, but I want to say because we gave him so much hell, or I gave him so much hell,
Yeah.
Roasting Nas live at the barbecue. I gotta say, my man dropped some fire.
Yeah,
he got a solid album in this new era.
Yeah, he did.
The more I listen to it, the more I like the album. I love that he got good beat production, right?
Yeah.
But he did not try to, I'm going to try to rap like this rap. He rapped like himself, even when he had the features of other people, and let them rap like they self, and it came out good.
Yeah.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Hit Boy, that dude.
Hit Boy is that dude.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
You know how good I would feel as Hit Boy to say, yo, I helped Nas put out a good, solid album.
I heard him say it.
Fell.
Joe Budden called him yesterday on the podcast.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, they called him and he was they talked about the fact that Kanye failed and he was like, yo, they was like, people was out here saying you basically redeemed Nas' career after Kanye messed it up so bad. And he did a humble job of saying, yeah, that's exactly what I did.
Yeah, he did.
I mean?
That's good.
He did a humble. He should have said
because,
it. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, you know how I felt.
Yeah.
This jerk won't good. Oh, he was gone. He was a goner.
Yeah.
He was a goner.
I knew that. I knew it was. There was no way it wasn't gonna be good because it's Hit Boy, and it seems like. Yeah, but that was Kanye. Kanye is crazy. Do you see what I'm saying? Not only is he crazy, Kanye he's a narcissist.
That's the problem.
He believes that he is the one. You see what I mean? So when you go in the studio with Kanye at this point, especially during that 7-song album run, you wasn't getting the best of Kanye. You was getting the best. You wasn't getting the best of nothing.
You wasn't getting the best of him.
Exactly. So that I don't. But I guarantee you, Hit Boy was doing everything he could to get him his best. For certain. You straight?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you say? So we know he won't getting the best of Kanye if he was going in the studio during that time with the 7 album.
Nope, but from Hit Boy, you know he was getting Hit Boy best. For certain.
Right.
For certain.
For sure.
Hit Boy whole life rode on this, and he know it.
Yeah.
Cause you can't be the one. You see what I'm saying? Like you can't be Kanye can get away with it because he Kanye, but you being a new dude, if you screw Nas, nobody's coming to see you.
No, and they're gonna talk bad about you, real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad.
Real bad. Not everybody coming to see him, and they already have. He said he made $1 million off beats this year.
And this brings me to my thing that ties into about Supergroup. And not that this is a Supergroup, but what we saw, and I'm so happy how it turned out.
Yeah.
Which is why I like the album so much. We saw a resurgence of the original Firm. The Firm. Nas, AZ, Foxy, and Cormega. Can you believe that? They back cool. They have, after all this time, they have resolved their issues.
That's
the
insane.
Original Firm. That's crazy.
Yes. And Cormega dropped a good verse.
A good verse that was on beat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everybody did good.
Yeah.
Yo, Fox killed it. AZ, let me just say this. We've heard mad songs with Nas and A.
Yeah.
Nas, everything is good. Nas did everything great this time. But we got to be honest. AZ spanked the nigga on his verse. AZ verse? Did y'all hear AZ verse?
Yeah. AZ went crazy. AZ pulled one out. He went back to the Life's a Bitch on him for real.
Yeah. He went back to that old notebook and pulled a page out.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah,
he really did.
Overall, man, I'm proud and I'm happy.
Yeah.
That, you know what I mean? I've been sticking with Nas for a long time, even when he wasn't giving us his best.
Yeah.
So I'm happy for him for this album because it really did help. It did help repair the legacy that had been damaged by albums that had not been so good that he released.
This is absolutely true.
Especially following up on Nasir.
That's right. I agree. Now, I've heard people saying this may be Nas' best album. I think these people are crazy.
No, they're crazy. Now they're going too far. Let's not go too far. It's not a classic. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's a good, solid album for Nas in a new era. And
but they in the moment. They in the moment. And the difference is the people that are saying that, I feel like, needed a good Nas album right now more than they needed a good Nas album ever before.
Right. I agree with that.
You see what I'm saying? Like, even from a personal level, like especially this good Nas album, because this is preachy Nas, this is conscious Nas, but this is one of the best versions of Nas doing that. This is Nas talking to women a lot. This is not Queensbridge Nas for 80% of the album.
Yeah, that's true.
But it's the best version of Nas not being Queensbridge Nas that I've ever heard.
Yeah.
How about that? So I can understand.
I agree with that. Now, if anybody don't understand what my co-host just said, then you don't even need to weigh in on Nas' music, because that means you really don't know. You ain't familiar with Nas' catalog.
I agree. Or don't weigh in. Just get familiar with the catalog and see if you can understand what we saying. Because I think once you get familiar with the catalog, what we saying right now will be super clear.
Yeah.
It's not a riddle. We're not speaking in riddles, but you have to understand the music to know what we're talking about. That's all.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure.
And I wanted to ask you something before, because I know we got to go in a couple, but I wanted to ask you something real quick. No, I wanted to say something to you first, then I wanted to ask you something.
Okay.
You speaking about that AZ verse.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna front, dog, and it ain't because you brought it up, but there was a point when I was listening to the AZ verse and I was like, yo, this remind me of you.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? Like, because it was so clear. It was so, like, niggas be spitting and it be rapping and but it don't always be intelligent.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like, that was something I always thought about your verses. Like, they might be rapping, they might be you flipping, but if you listen to what you saying, it's intelligent as fuck. It's not just gibberish. It's not, and that's what I felt about. That's how I felt about AZ verse. So when I heard it, it gave me what I felt when I listened to yours back in the day. You see what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I know somebody that do that. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to give you your roses real quick while we.
I appreciate that. That's that's probably the best musical compliment I've ever gotten.
But it did. I heard it and it reminded me of you. I was like, yo, it ain't too many people that can do that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That can do that and really be smart too. You see what I'm saying? Like, it ain't just being able to spit. It's having the intelligence and having something that you really want to say, having a point. Shit's fire. So oh
man, appreciate that.
And the other thing, because I know we got to go, but the other thing I want to say is, what do you feel about Jay-Z stepping on Nas' release again?
Let's talk about that. Great note to close off. He dropped Nasir, and within 24 hours, out the blue, Jay-Z drops Carter.
Yeah, the Carter.
Completely overshadowing Nas.
Yeah.
He does it again. Nas drop on Friday, and then we got word that, Jay-Z released an Entrepreneur with Pharrell on Friday. He's doing it on purpose. I don't know. Bro, Jay-Z may be the king of petty. It's not 50. It might be Jay-Z.
Yeah. The only reason
Jay-Z always, you gotta remember Jay-Z mind. He always wanted to be the top, be the king, be the don. So he's never going to let Nas live down Ether. Even though the beef is over.
You don't live it down.
It became a phrase. Take over there and become a phrase. Ether became a phrase.
Yeah. Ether is in the lexicon.
It's in the hip-hop lexicon.
Facts.
So every time he get to do something little subtle,
if you get to jab him a little bit, he's gonna do it.
He's gonna let him know, yo, I'm still right. I'm Hov.
Right. Yeah. Now I'm a cape for Hov a little bit on this one, just devil's advocate, because I do my devil's advocate thing. This isn't Jay's song.
Yeah, I know.
It's a Pharrell song, and Jay-Z's featuring on it. The song's timing is timed along of Pharrell being on the cover of Time magazine.
Okay.
That's why the song Entrepreneur, and you see what I'm saying? Like, So I don't know if I blame Jay. Or you see what I'm saying? Because you telling me Jay set up a Time magazine cover for Pharrell, begged to be featured on the song, and then told Pharrell and
Release
Time
it.
magazine to put it out alongside Nas's release. I think this one may be coincidence.
It may be this. It may be coincidence, but it's not coincidence that Nas drop another album and Jay drop one.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying, but my only thing
He's
is
done it
like,
every time though. Like not almost. He's done it almost every time.
right. That's what I'm saying.
Even the
Like,
mashup album with Linkin Park was dropped on the same day as a Nas album.
right. See, and so here's the thing. Then it's a pattern of behavior.
Yeah.
So here, and my response to that would be caping for him as an advocate, right? Just playing devil's advocate. My thing would be like, he has enough influence and power to say, let's drop it on another day.
Yeah.
He could have said, well, let's do it next Friday, Friday after that. But because he knew Nas was coming. He knew Nas was coming last time he dropped. You know?
Froze up on me, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was saying that Jay-Z knew. He could have told Pharrell, let's wait till the next Friday or whatever. But I'm saying that he's a real grimy Brooklyn street dude at heart. That's what's going on here. Now, with that Pharrell song, I'm not even going to give my take on the song, but I already know that song is the slowed down version and beat from the Migos Stir Fry song. In the kitchen with like a stir fry,
which is a banger.
Pharrell produced.
Yeah, which is a banger. Yeah.
Pharrell produced. And I was like, yo, I know this. And then after the drum,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I know this. So when the stir fry it's the stir fry slowed down.
Yeah, that's smart. I knew it felt familiar, but I didn't catch that it was stir fry. That's dope.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I knew it was familiar. I don't know what. I heard people saying they didn't like it. Have you seen the video?
I haven't seen the video.
The video is what God's plan should have been.
So I gotta check that out.
If you don't like the song, watch the video and listen to the song. Then you can't not like it.
Okay, that makes sense. Then I'll do that.
You see what I'm saying?
I didn't really like it, so I gotta look at it.
Yeah, most people ain't gonna like it the way it is. I mean, most people don't like. I'm gonna say most people ain't gonna like it because I don't think it's what they want, not because it's not good.
Mm-hmm. Well, for me personally, I love the beat. I just wanted to hear Jay-Z rap a hook and rap the verses.
Right.
I didn't. But this is the first time because I usually like most of what Pharrell do. I didn't really like Pharrell. I know it was his song, so I knew it was predominantly him, and then just a little bit of Jay-Z. But I didn't really like Pharrell on this song.
Right.
And then Jay-Z don't give you a bad verse, but it was just so, I don't even remember what Jay-Z talked about. It wasn't memorable. The stuff that they were saying is good.
Right.
But his verse wasn't like some memorable verse.
Right. I agree.
It was like just some average J.
Yeah, it's an average song.
Yeah. So, but I see the video and maybe that you know what I mean? Maybe it'll draw me in more.
Yeah, I think it's powerful. You know what I mean? I think it's just hot. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's not no crazy production, you know what I'm saying? It just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just makes sense. But yeah, man. I don't know, bro. You think we did enough on this one?
Man, we uncovered a lot. They got a lot from this.
Yeah, they did. We got to make a list after this, man. If you can, you send me all the songs that you know that we talked about, and then and when we put it out, we'll have a link to all the songs that they can listen to, the ones that we can find.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I can do that.
All right. Yeah, because I think I got mine, so I just need some of the ones that you found, and then we'll put that together.
All right,
All right.
cool.
But yeah, man, if you think we did enough on this one, bro, we close out.
Yeah, we can close out. We good.
All right, well, shoot. As usual, we gonna ask y'all to go to Instagram and Facebook. Follow us at Conversate for a Few. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. It's down there somewhere. Like this episode. Leave a comment on the episode. Let us know if we missed any supergroups that never were, and let us know if we missed some supergroups that you think we should have mentioned or whatever. I mean, I could probably think of a couple, but we'll come back to it. We'll give y'all something to do, some homework or whatever. You know what I mean? Stay tuned for the limited edition Futane Clan merch. I promise it's coming. Man, somebody trying to buy our stock right up from under us too, bro. So we gotta do something with this merch. Or we're gonna have to sell something. What are the two? But with that being said, yo, I'm Jonna.
I'm Alan. This was not a podcast about classical music.
Absolutely was not. This is a podcast about hip hop. Make room for the tag.
Conversate for a few.
Hustle, welcome, man, they had to send me. Hustle from Raleigh, live from NC with your hosts, John and Alan. Relate to the two, you are now listening to Conversate for a Few. Check it on SoundCloud, debate with your crew. They talking hip-hop from the late to the new. From July till June end, no Fridays for me, tune in. Please listen to this podcast. 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 Please listen to this podcast.